Greetings, comrades. My name is Gigantals, and this is my Outlast reaction series. Okay, that's a bit loud. For those of you that don't know, that you may remember from my last video, basically, on one of my last videos, I said that from a full anniversary, full anniversary of the channel, I said that I wouldn't be I wouldn't be releasing the Outlast videos anymore because they were just a bit dark and stuff. And so I was just going to show you guys what exactly I meant by that and what you're going to miss. I mean, it's nothing really, don't worry about it. Okay, so sorry, it still smells of smoke. Okay, anyway. So, yeah, this is a thumbnail I had. As you see, it's like the end. Okay, and the reason why is because I was going to show you what happens at the end of Outlast. Because regardless of what just my opinion, it is the longest running series, as far as I know. Yeah, on my channel, and I think it is. Okay, whatever. Point is, it's the oldest series on my channel that's still running. And basically, what you missed in episode 7 is yes, Gloskin. He's the guy from the beginning of the game who he runs to the window and then Wayland Park goes like this. Yeah, that guy who ran to the window, that was Gloskin. Anyway, so what happens is Gloskin he chases you again, and you lock yourself in a locker. You hide yourself in a locker to get away from him, but he knows you're in there, so he ties you up and drugs you. And then in a few hours in which you are in a actually, I'm gonna take this off so it doesn't hurt my ears. And for the few hours that you're in like this half coma, like you're in and out of consciousness, you can see what he's doing. Because you remember the really creepy poem in which he said he would make himself a bride and stuff? Well, what he does is he takes people and then he operates on them to try and turn them into a woman. So at one point you see a guy, okay, in which he's like tied down, and then you can't see it from this angle because it's like from this angle, okay? So you can't see his groin, but you can see Eddie. Okay, so you can't see his groin, right? But you can see Eddie Glaskin like slicing down with a blade, and then where he gets to where you know his groin is, he basically goes like that. And when I watched it, I was like, oh, like it was horrible. And then when that didn't work, and then he said, oh, you're bleeding out, doesn't work, fine. So then he takes, it's like a circular saw in a machine. He puts the guy's head on it and slices it. And I was like trying not to throw up. And then you wake up and you're tied to that thing. And I actually did a ton of work trying to censor this. I had to upload this 3 times, it didn't work. Basically, you're naked on that thing, and you're tied so you can't move. You look down, you can actually see Wayland Park's genitalia, which I had to censor by basically putting big black boxes on them, but I'm not going to do it anymore. And so he says that he's going to basically turn you into a woman and stuff, so just endure the pain. And he starts pulling you closer to the blade, and he's like getting closer to your groin. And then Petey, the guy, remember the guy, Petey? Okay, he comes along and smacks him over the back of the head with a chair or something, and then punches him. And then the guy goes, "Come back here!" Well, Gluskin goes, "Come back here!" And then you break free and then run away because you got an injured foot. Gluskin eventually comes back and he starts chasing you, and you get away from him. But Petey saved you. He literally did. He saw what was happening, and he took the chair and smacked him over the head with it. Okay, and then he punched him, and then he ran off, and then Gluskin chased after him. So Petey's a nice guy. And then what happens is you run into Gluskin again, and you see, but it's weird, you're in a room, and you see all these bodies hanging from the ceiling, and there's like ropes everywhere, and Gluskin tries to chase you, and then he tries to like choke you, but then you keep pulling on the rope, and all of a sudden he's stuck in the rope, and then you keep wriggling, and then eventually the rope snaps, and like it removes his head or something, and then he's left hanging from the ceiling dead. Like, it's horrible. And eventually, let's just play. So anyway, what happens is so after that fire thing, you basically, and I just had to re-edit this whole section because I realized I got it wrong. Basically, do you remember the scene from in the basement where Mars Upshur then gets taken over by the War Rider? Look, right there.
What if this is? No, this is Mars Upshur is here.
Yeah. I don't know why this bar's not coming down. Sorry, guys. And look who it is! Look! Look! It's the Doctor!
Oh my gosh! Mars Upshur is here.
You laggy. See, that's the lift where he was crushed in. Do you remember? Now this all snaps back for me.
The Wall Rider is just won. The Wall Rider just overtook.
I sound like an idiot from 2 years ago, don't I?
Who pulled the Doctor out?
I hate this guy so much.
You chopped off his fingers. You deserve this.
Yeah, he was a bit sick in the head, man. But be careful. Yeah, you remember he would take. I still stuck in that level of the game where he would keep stabbing me whenever I try to open the door. But this is important because
where do I go?
this part of the game
Is there
now.
anywhere to go?
It's like this is like the really final part. Because well, it's almost like you're going back along the path that you played in the original game. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Firstly, look, people. Can I even see you? Okay, they'll shoot you. Because I'm still dressed like one of the
Wow, so
one of the patients, remember?
so it's too late then. It's already the end.
The music, huh? Yeah, because I remember I played this right after I did the original game. And then I waited like almost over a year for to finally release it. But well, yeah, so it waited over a year.
Yeah, that was when Father Martin burned himself. I remember.
Yeah, so I waited over a year to finally release this part of the game because I decided I'll release it when I have nothing else. I decided let's just get out of the way because I was building up to it was, just taking too much time.
I'm not gonna survive, am I? It's all going down. Everything.
Yeah, but it's morning. We survived to the morning.
It's burning. The Wall Rider's worked his way through here.
Yes.
Oh.
And you remember, like, literally, this is where we walked in first, remember? There were people sitting everywhere, and we had to sneak our way in like the first episode. That was all this.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
I can only describe this as pure nostalgia. Oh my gosh.
Because this was a real big thing for me. I was like, I just done
Wasn't
this.
this where I hid from the Hulk at one point? Everyone is dead.
That music gone.
Caution, level triple back security protocols, including chemical restraint, physical restraint, and separate adaptive hyperbaric chambers to be used at all times in transit. Chemical stimulation is highly recommended for personnel within 500 meters of the patients. Attempts of communication should be assumed to be hallucinations and disregarded. Facial disfigurement should be not taken as a sign of loss.
I might have left that here as smiles
Are
up.
physically blind but not unseeing.
I don't know.
Security clearances for Project Wall Rider will be applied. I'm not going to bother saying the same again. We'll apply for information regarding the patients. New security clearances will be issued and appropriate protocol assigned. So, I did it. I got them exposed.
Not yet. Look, open this drawer
This is
to
the
get
beginning.
battery.
This is where I actually this is where I entered the building.
Yeah. And those footprints on the
I
floor.
bet
from
you
Mars Upshur.
that's Mars Upshur's. When you walk through the blood, that's where his footprints were.
Yeah. This game remembers you. Like, not exactly, but it makes it feel like it has. It was a very weird.
I feel like this is the walk of like sadness or something. You know, something emotional now. This is so deja vu. I've been through everything here.
Is this bar gonna go away? Sorry guys, I don't know why the bar's not going down.
I leaked the information and people came, but
And that was the
they were too
security.
late.
Mr. Park.
I've censored this, don't worry. Of course I messed up with that.
I'm sorry I didn't get time to read that.
Help me up. Please.
I'm gonna have to skip this
No one
part
should know.
because you'll see.
No one.
Go and kill him.
Okay, so you're gonna see from this point on now. Basically, the guy trying to stab us was torn apart by the War Rider, and he was shouting in his blood. So, look, the sun.
I'm alive. How much longer?
It took like 3 hours to record this DLC. 3 hours, 6. Conclusion. It's a really nice ending, isn't it? This way. Oh yeah, he's still limping. He's still injuring his leg from the front of the lift. Look, it's Miles Upsher's car. Of course, he left his keys in, didn't he? Yeah. Yeah, I've still got the guy with the blood on my hand.
Miles's car.
Look at the doorway. And of course the camera, because you can't see it with your eyes, can you?
Run. No. No, it's about too much.
You press that button. There's no going back, Mr. Park. There's enough hard evidence in that video file to make a world friends at Murkoff.
I think really good shot.
You got out of Mount Massive alive, and we've done everything in our power to cover your tracks. But our enemies are twitching and malicious corporate paranoics with resources you're too moral to imagine. You won't be the only target. Anyone you care about, your wife, your child, they'll be nothing to Murkoff but ways to hurt you. I need you to understand the bridge you're crossing here. You will do irrevocable damage to the company. You might even get close to something like justice. But once you click upload, your life is over. Everyone you love. But it's the right thing to do. Is hurting Murkoff worth that much to you?
Now, I don't know what happens if you don't press upload. I don't know. In a situation like that, you really have no other choice. You have to. You either end it right there and then. It's really nice music, isn't it?
Had to. Because as much as I care about my family, I'll get them out of it. I would get to a safe place. I'll make sure they wouldn't find us. I'm sure those men would help. They'll say, okay, you've done this for us, let us help you now.
You still need to fight it.
They've helped me, they've helped cover my tracks so far.
Talking to myself.
To know that all I've done won't be put to waste if I die. But even if they did find me eventually, Murkoff has to be put down. Those monsters. Not only that, but you saw what they were doing. They were planning on something new. I didn't record this. The recording I had this is in like, through the video camera. It was like half of what? The original game was like 3 hours. This one's like 1/2. Wow, this was a shorter game, but
That's because you painted better.
But that was brilliant. I mean, it just goes to show how deep down that rabbit hole you can go if you lose your sanity. Charlie's just like chilling.
Whoa.
This game is going to give me nightmares, and probably will continue to do so for a while.
It doesn't.
But this is one of the best games I've ever played. If there's something a game's got to have for me, it's a good story. This is a brilliant story. Miles Upshur didn't survive, but plenty of nice links to him. Seeing the doctor laying the floor crushed, the rooms I've already, the drawers I've opened, which I've looked through already. I've shown you looked through already. Even the fact that you could hear what was going down at that point in time when the Wall Rider came out. But I survived this time. That's what I'm happy about. It's Sheer Miles couldn't survive, but his sacrifice wasn't in vain. Volkov will be put down. And I don't know what we can do about that wall rider now, but there's a way. There's going to be a way to stop it. There has to be. There are no wall riders on this earth anymore, which means that there's a way of putting them back. They're going to find a way to put that wall rider back.
Yeah, you're gonna need a bunch.
No matter
of
what it
extras,
takes, they
man.
will. And then finally, Murkoff's memory can just be burnt forever, and no one will ever have to worry about it again. Sorry, that's me ranting a bit there, but
Yeah.
this was a brilliant game. Seriously, you guys who created this, I'm going to give you a round of applause. I'll try to do it slowly so you could actually hear it.
I had a problem. Every time I
But
clapped
that
my
was
hands,
a brilliant game.
it would go silent after the first clap.
And the music is brilliant too.
But okay. Okay, so that was the end of Outlast. Okay, so I'm gonna treat this like I'm not actually playing it. Basically, well, when I played it, I did enjoy it because, like I said, I do enjoy a game with a good storyline. The problem I do have this game now is just like other than the excessive profanity and the excessive gore, because again, you may remember from earlier in the series, just all the violence you see people getting stabbed, you see people getting killed, you see the guy who tried to stab us just then, and also you had the security guard. They both get torn apart by the wall rider in front of you, and blood splatters everywhere. And then it's just so violent. Like the doctor, you see him cut off 2 of your fingers, and then Gluskin, he other than the fact you basically see a naked person who has nudity, you see him trying basically cut up people and stuff, and he's just so violent. And you see what he did to that person with the head, like mocking birth. So you saw the head there. The head was over where the genitalia was. Like, see what the person was giving birth to their own head. Like that stuff is so it's so gory and wrong. So, I mean, yes, I enjoyed this game at first, but looking back, am I really going to just say it's a good game and use that to justify all the stuff in it? No. So yeah, I enjoyed playing the game at first, but looking back, it's incredibly rude. Some parts of it, it is so violent. It is so dark. And again, that's why I stopped playing. That's why I'm not releasing more videos. I've had to cut out sections of this and censor it because it's just wrong. I'm sure you probably feel to find other full playthroughs elsewhere, but I'm just putting this here as a formal conclusion for the series, because otherwise it'll just seem like I've left it abruptly. And so, sure, it's got a storyline, but I'm not going to use that to try and justify what the content is, because it's not right. But yeah, that was Outlast. The oldest running series on my channel. It was a decent game when I played it, though. Yeah, you're lucky because this is the only time you're going to see this thing here, because I'm going to go and delete these videos because I'm not going to upload them. But so that was the conclusion of Outlast. I know it's not the conclusion a lot of you are looking for, but it's the conclusion that it deserves. Okay, trust me on this. So this is the first in a series of conclusion videos I'll be doing. I'll see if maybe I'll do Cry of Fear or Doki Doki Literature Club after this. I don't know. But that is the end of Outlast. Yes, I finished this before, and you've just seen the ending there. But I mean, the rest of it is just me basically playing the credits accidentally twice through and listening to the music. But I don't want to be associated with such a dark game, which is why I'm putting this video out there. I no longer approve the fact I played it. I just put this video there so you guys saw how it ended and my review of it. That's it. That's it. I'm done. I'm done with Outlast. Never again. I was going to work on a compilation, like a jump scare reaction compilation thing, but other than the fact I never really had the time for it or kept forgetting, no more. I'm done with this game now. That's it. Time to focus on something that isn't gory and violent. Okay, just trust me with this. So if you like this video, please leave a like. Please share my videos. Please comment what you think of them and any games you want me to play. Not like this, please. Please subscribe to my channel so you can see more of this content, and please ring the bell so you can keep up with my conclusion series. I guess you could say conclusions to all the games I played. Next episode, I'll probably have like reviewed Cry of Fear or something. But that's for next time. So see you next video, comrades. Until then.